Hey everybody, we are back, and I know some of this is going to look very familiar to you, but I'd like it if you would indulge us for a moment. You saw us do a conventional version of the banana mug cake, one with alternative flours and sweeteners. This time we're going to go for a vegan version. As a private and personal chef, something that we know, everybody wants to enjoy a meal, but sometimes you'll have a guest that has a different eating style than you do, or you go to a place and everybody's eating differently than you are. And the whole goal is to enjoy any meal with friends, family, at home, or if you're out. So what we like to do is tailor these to individual client tastes. Having had several vegan clients over the years, we've had to change a lot of recipes. So what I've done, same as the other recipe, there's 1.5 bananas in here. Same as my alternative flour recipe, there is the oatmeal and the dried cherries that were reconstituted in a little bit of water. So we're going to incorporate those together. So, making a mug cake, how do I get around not having an egg for a vegan cake? Discovered that both chickpea flour and ground flax, when mixed with water, make an excellent egg substitute. So this has been sitting probably for about 20 minutes, heaping teaspoon of each and a couple teaspoons of water well mixed, and then I just left it alone. This is going to make up, believe it or not, what egg is lacking in the vegan version. We also used butter in the last one. I've got an pressed avocado oil spread by Earth Balance. Vegan, very, very, very clean flavor. So we had this a little warmed up. There we go. Put that in there. This is your fat, your butter, things that you know that you need in a cake, and you can use Earth Balance regular. You can use any vegan spread to substitute here. Got that pretty well stirred in. Next thing I'm going to do is add our dry ingredients. Because we're going to have to eat this, I decided that I was going to go with the alternative flours and sweeteners again, just to say we did. So I've got cassava, tigernut, coconut sugar, maple sugar crystals, baking powder, baking soda, Himalayan pink salt, and a good dose of pumpkin pie spice. If you want to make a regular version of this with conventional flour, simply use 2 heaping teaspoons of each and you'll be all set to go. So I'm just going to scrape the dry ingredients off of the plate into the bowl, same bowl we've used before, and stir this all in. Seems a little drier than last time, but we can compensate for that. I might end up adding a little bit of water, but we're getting more of a banana bread feel to these ingredients. And it's also important, you need to feel out what you're doing with these flours. Now, since the baking soda got juice of half of a lemon here, and it is starting to react, not quite as frothy as it was with the other one, but there's a sip, you can see it foaming up a little bit right there. This is very, very, very similar to the one I made with the alternative flours. Feels the same, mixes the same. I've got pure maple syrup. This will ooze through. Give it another layer of sweetness. The vanilla extract. We're going to say that's a teaspoon. Use what you want. And you're saying, I'm just thinking about how many dinner parties we've done over the years where somebody's had a vegetarian or vegan relative, and that's been their big concern. They can plan the rest of the menu, but what are we going to do with the vegan or the vegetarian? The vegan or the vegetarian guest arrives, usually with no expectations other than some type of salad and steamed broccoli. And it's always our goal to make a dish that stands up to any conventional entree so that the people who are having the rest of the meal look at what the vegan vegetarian guest is having and say, oh my God, I want some of that. And it always happens. So we always make extra so people can taste it. But you always want your guests to feel comfortable. Now, this has gone exactly the way it did before. I'm not adding anything else to this. I like the texture of this. But I am going to take a little bit of the avocado spread. We're using Dennis's big coffee cup. The big one. You'll see this in some of the videos. He's having a little strop right now because he doesn't have coffee in it. I'm using it. But we did notice he's got a smaller one.
It's smaller, but
which I would have used if he hadn't grabbed it, so I used his instead. So lining this, and
this will be fun to watch. This see this in this mug.
It's all a science experiment, and the alternative flour addition of this, alternative sweeteners, That one did have it actually overflowed a little bit, so the extra space will save a bit of cleanup for us. So I did go a little heavier with the spread on the inside just to make sure that there's a little bit of added moisture. But the way this batter is pouring right here, I don't think we have too much to be concerned about. It smells the same. A lot of the ingredients are the same, and with just a few small tricks and substitutions, I think we're going to have a vegan version that you couldn't tell the difference. So what we're going to do, always wipe the edges.
Always wipe the edges before you do one of these mug cakes, so it's not.
And there is a little edge of the spread there, but it's going to rise over that, so I'm not going to worry about that as much. I just wanted to make sure to get it off of the lip. So we're going to give this the requisite 2.5 minutes in the microwave. Come back and you're going to see what we have. Wish us luck.
And we will let you know exactly how long it took. This may take a little bit longer.
It could. The time may vary a little bit, but we're going to get accuracy for you.
We'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, and we're back. This is why I love experimenting. And indeed, this one, because of the alternative ingredients, making it vegan, not using real egg, this one took a full 5 minutes. The center did not cook as quickly as one would imagine in the microwave, and not as quickly as either of the other versions. I did go in with the knife when I tested it, and I did knock around the batter a little bit at the 3.5 minute mark, just to make sure that things were incorporated. The thing is, it's warmed all the way through, it's nice and hot, no danger of raw egg in this one, so we know it's fully cooked. So let's spoon it, nice and steamy, and I'll be honest, it has a great texture, but again, ever so slightly different than the other ones. It has like a grape nut pudding texture, but it tastes exactly like the other two. Oh my God. He's going for it. I mean,
it is good. Texture is slightly different. It has kind of a slight gumminess, but not necessarily a bad thing.
This is something that if you were to get a nice, let's say, coconut or almond milk based ice cream, some coconut whipped cream or anything like that to go with it.
It's good.
This is hot. It's indulgent, and I mean, it's a cold day here, and this is like comfort food. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I really hope you've enjoyed this.
Thank you.
Thank you.